The Tape Never Lies Network.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Starts now.
The tape never lies.
Nope! Nope!
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
So chase greatness and start understanding that he's gonna make everybody better.
Tape never lies.
I don't want to see your tape breakdowns if you cannot show me things that are negative about a guy that's on your current team.
Hashtag chase greatness. Hashtag take that.
Keep it 100.
Because I'll make this one more time clear. Caden Whitlow, cut it.
Keeping it
He
100.
is the best quarterback I have ever scouted on tape.
The Chicago Bears select
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keep it in 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the fake and anger, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now the mouth stuffed like the true and now and latest. Debaters, draws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane.
Give me some fucking names. We have two fucking games.
Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we lie, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like trip sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest damn Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it
man.
100.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Keeping It 100 on the best four-letter network on the planet. The tape never lies. I'm Ivan Vargas. We're still at it. We're still working. We're still hitting, burning that midnight oil here on TTNL. Make sure you guys become a patron today. www.thetapeneverlies.com. Check out all the draft mob breakdowns. Check out DDP and Shane and Coach O breaking everything down. Lots to talk about this week. You got DDP's mock draft tonight, so it should be fun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the boys out. Shane, the smartest man, Marsal, and DDP, Draft Dr. Phil. What's up, boys?
What up?
The countdown begins. We're getting
Right.
Waddle. Right. Shay thinks he knows everything.
Right.
Right, Waddle.
Shay as always. Right.
Phil and I were talking about this earlier. You can feel the difference. And when I say on a local level, I'm talking about local where you're from, Ivan. In Chicago, with the Bears not drafting top 10, it doesn't have the same power that the last few years have had. I'm still very excited and love every second of every pick of the draft, but the countdown for me this year it's been a little bit different. I've been not disappointed in our coverage at all, but overall from local Chicago media and the way that they've, it's you tune in and they're talking about the Cubs and White Sox, which I understand the baseball season is starting, but the NFL is king and the NFL draft is a big fucking deal. and it's almost non-existent on most shows in Chicago and Chicagoland area, as Mr. Braggs likes to say.
Well, I think a lot of the
Sorry, for the Chicagoland area is the most ridiculously vast space in the fucking world. It could be anywhere. Sorry.
Right.
No, I was saying the luster of the higher pick equates to a losing culture and all of the things that the Bears have lived with and accompanied themselves with for so long. So it becomes a little different feel to be a winning building while you're winning organization that actually, for the first time in franchise history that any of us can remember, that you have a quarterback to go along with a head coach. Now, the reality of that escaped people in its life. While it was growing in front of them, people are still doubting it. You have morons online wondering if Justin Fields would have been drafted this place or that. Like, in real life, this is happening in social media is great and it has introduced me to some amazing people. And obviously the technology of this, being able to bring something I dreamt about with Shane, like imagine, because we started when you would record these and then upload it onto YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean there was no video
streams.
aspect. There was no video.
I was the
at
guy
all.
was the fighting Aldo for the video. I'm like, people are 5,000 views on YouTube on a graphic. Imagine if they could see Shane's face when he's busted someone's balls or my anime or whatever it is. Imagine that. And I think, you know, as much as we're disliked or not appreciated in Chicago or whatever, I think
we learned that today.
I think everything I said last week comes to fruition in regards to what I know. I know we've been right. Our audio and video recordings are evidence and proof of that, Your Honor. And the reality of that is a place where I'm going to be confident and I'm going to call out fraudulent bullshit analysis that is basically in Chicago, in the national media. Now, we can agree to disagree on certain prospects, but when you're looking at this draft and you don't see the luster because it's a 25th pick, the reality of that is embarrassing. There is one sport that never ends, and it's football. And you have a football franchise right here that started it, the Charter franchise, coming off winning the NFC North, putting Peter Bukowski's face in the fucking mud each and every day he opens his mouth to take a shot at the Bears. All you have to do is say scoreboard. That's it. The reality of what was done is done. A done bun can't be undone, said Stephen King. And this is where we're going as we move to the future. The 25th pick is so important for the Chicago Bears, or do they trade that pick? Those names might not be household names for everybody sitting in their living room, but for the Chicago Bears and this future, they will be. That's the goal. That's what's the excitement. This is grown man preparation for Christmas. As you're running out to the store with your wife to get the latest, greatest thing for whatever kid to surprise them on Christmas. That's the job of the GM, to get this preparation for your head coach and your quarterback and this football team. And I've listened to literally zero radio in Chicago. These back because I just can't listen to it. It's just you bring an expert on that doesn't know shit. They haven't watched the tape. They have a little go for PFF recording, or what's this Dane Brugler Beast book? Now you're gonna read the Beast book or look at some PFF score and come up with your grades. There are times when I didn't know shit about Ruben Hippolyte because Ruben Hippolyte wasn't in my top 300.
Nobody knew shit.
I watch a shit
Nobody
ton
knew
of
shit,
college
bro.
of college football. I had heard the name. I had zero interest whatsoever of looking in to Ruben Hippolyte at all. I mean, UDFA, sure. 4th rounder, good Lord. I mean, if you go back to that night on the draft or that day of the draft, I said, well, are the Bears going to stay off script, or is this going to be one of Poles out of fucking left field? And boom. Yeah.
And then we got the video evidence to prove that your intuition was right. Listen, we're going to surprise everybody and take, but my point of bringing that up is not to take a shot at Poles, you Poles freaks out there that get so offended. I am bringing it up because I'm not going to pretend that I do know anything about a player that I haven't watched at least 6 games of.
That's like a poison pill. That's like you know, you going and hurting yourself. Like that's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like you should know at least something, or just allow people to know. If somebody's doing that, it's just it's ridiculous. It's embarrassing, actually.
It is embarrassing. And there's a lot of embarrassing going on with the Bears, with the NFL, with sports in general. Diana Rossi, what's her name?
Rossini.
That's embarrassing. You can't pretty up that pig.
No.
Like, this is embarrassing. I don't know how the Athletic could support that. Like, it's just embarrassing. And now what comes from this comes speculation with everything she says as an insider. No pun intended. So now you're looking at it from that angle. So that's embarrassing. I want to go back. The NFL is embarrassing. What they did to the Chicago Bears. You know, I want to just say this and have one moment about it. I think it's a travesty what the NFL did. I really do. In not giving the Bears the picks. I think it goes against everything in the rule and what it is intended to be. By finding a loophole, you're punishing the whole outcome and the presence of what it was built on for building a minority opportunity to advance in a career dominated by the good old boys network. The Bears did everything right only to get punished. And I said this before, and I'll say it again, because I just knew the NFL has a hard time saying they're wrong. So I feel like George fucked up, and Kevin, they went about it in the Ryan Poles way. And this pussy way of going to meet with the commissioner and talk about it. They made the decision. Now you go to the media and you address it how you feel truthfully about this, George. As the owner and the charter franchise, you did everything right in your power. There is no NFL without your grandfather. And the reality of this situation, hamstringing your Bears from improving themselves, is embarrassing. And if it doesn't change, we are going to sue the NFL because we're in our legal right based on the position that Ian Cunningham took. We are not okay with this. And you stand your ass up there as the owner, as Jerry Jones's ass would, or any other owner, and have some fucking balls and say, we're done being some little brother ever to any franchise or this league. and you get what you deserve. It might not happen this year, but you're getting those 2 picks next year. But it's going to transpire. Now it's over. It's done. We're not giving them shit. Fuck out of here. You go. The 3 of us will meet with you privately. No.
You know, the bigger slap in the face is that I feel like they're going to go ahead and adjust this rule. You know what I mean? They're going to amend it to where it's even more. It's more clear, even though it's clear as day what the rule is now. They'll make it to where it benefits. It's siding with their decision. So nobody, because this is a loophole in my eyes. You know, this is a team hires a president and they go after somebody's top, GM that happens to be, a minority or whatever. That's a loophole. That's somewhere where teams can take advantage of other teams.
I agree. I just think it's just so Boy Scouts of America. You just can't be when you're dealing with this guy. It's no different than, the NFL shutting off certain people's ability to break down tape. But fucking Dick Boy Orlovsky could go out there and fuck it up and put his foot in his mouth every time he turns around. And whoever you pick and choose could do it, even though it's a legal right, you just shut it down. So that kind of stuff, all of that, there needs to be some pushback.
Yeah. So I'm glad that comment is up there because I wanted to touch on something very similar to this that Shugo Shin is talking about. Phil, you're not a fan of the Beast. And obviously it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with Dane Brugler. It's about the process of people that have access to the airwaves every single day, not putting in the work and relying on, what Dane Brugler puts in his Beast as gospel. Imagine getting paid, a very good sum of money at your everyday job to know this stuff, to sit down and watch tape and have the ability to talk about it. And it's, I'm just going to be very, very surface level because, the Beast isn't out yet or whatever, nobody puts in more work than Matt. Well, look at the amount of information that Matt friggin' Waldman puts into what he does. It's crazy.
He's the best.
And yeah, I love to digest all the information, but I love Matt Waldman, and Matt Waldman and I have disagreed on players. I've disagreed with Dane Brugler on players, but that's the thing. It drives me nuts when you're relying on somebody like Dane Brugler in shaping your analysis
Todd
based
McShay,
or Todd McShay
whoever.
or Mel Kiper or any
Mel
of these guys.
Kiper. I'm listening
Nate
to
Tice.
Mel
It just
Kiper.
drives
Oh
me
my-
nuts that you want to side with them, because all of that tells me is you are more interested in being, consensus with public opinion and being right that way than being true to your analysis. I've missed on players lots of times. Everybody has, but have Phil and I and Ivan and I and Phil and Ivan always agreed on players? No, we haven't. But that's Ivan and I can sit down and watch the same tape, just like Phil and I, and we'll see different things. But that's what this is all about, and that's, to me, what makes TTNL special. Is that it's not toxic because Ivan likes the guy and I don't see it, or vice versa. But I'm also not going to sit back and say, oh man, I hate this guy, but Brugler and Daniel Jeremiah moved him up into their top 15. So fuck, I can't tell America that I don't like this player when the NFL is telling these guys to move him up. That's the shit that drives me nuts.
The greatest example of that is Zion Young. That's the greatest example.
Well, that's our calling card here. There's always one of those in regards to the draft for us. I still live and die with what it is that we do and what we said, in years past, breaking down the tape, I mean, we had Darnell Wright in the top 15 and wanting to be the selection that year. We obviously stood on the Caleb Williams. I mean, every fucking podcaster now will tell you they always knew it, but believe me, there was a few with us. There weren't many. All these other guys portraying that. The reality always will, unless you delete your tweets like certain people and delete the entire show where you're talking shit about Caleb Williams' nails and Caleb Williams is too short and Caleb Williams can't throw the deep ball. Caleb can't play under center. Caleb can't do anything right. But yeah, I always loved him. Yeah, Swifty. Sure you did. Just have some fucking ball. Like, I would respect everybody when you own shit and you say exactly the truth. Like, I fucked up there. I missed that. I always talk about Darnell Mooney. I did not think Darnell Mooney could become what he did. Just thought he was too slight and slender. Wouldn't last. He's proven me wrong. Like, props to him. The reality of that, you know. But then you turn around on Jervon Dexter. My fear on him came to fruition. It goes both ways. Just be honest. And there's not a lot of honest, empathetic people. Everybody wants to be fucking first and right. And that's the problem.
Scottish Bear brings up a great point here. And how many you guys have seen it on these shows? Yeah, go back and watch your reaction to Loveland. I hit on Loveland.
Yeah.
He was my tight end one. He wasn't tight end one on a lot of people's. That's the point. It was never that. It was the fucking process. And guess what? By the way, we still haven't addressed what I thought was the top need. And you know what? The Bears still may not at 25, sadly.
Exactly. The reality of what the Bears do will always be contentious for me. I'll be nervous leading up to the draft and what they're going to do in the draft for your Chicago Bears. What direction?
But that's the
always,
thing.
Oh, I knew it all the time.
Yeah,
okay,
I knew it.
Put your show, make a video, send it to Phil and Shane. If you're that,
no, you know what you do when you're watching any outlet out of Chicago or any of your favorite follows on X or on Instagram, you know, when they're talking about draftable players, do this, write some names down. So, all right, say blank, you know, talked about these 5 players and he was positive. You know, blank talked about these 5 players and they were negative. Watch how much that changes on draft day when the Bears draft one of those players that they were negative about.
Oh yeah, pay attention to that.
Now that the Bears drafted him and I really dove into the tape, I see what Ryan Poles was talking about. That is the number one thing to watch for when you know somebody is selling you fucking swampland. You know, it's watch out for that shit. It just be honest about it. That's the shit that makes me mental. Like Phil and I aren't high on. Phil and I had a conversation offline today. Phil and I aren't high on Zion at 25, and I'm not going to speak for Phil. I wouldn't have.
I said it.
Yeah.
Before even you did on this show. If they took him in the second round, I see the ceiling for this guy. I'm afraid of his arrogance. I think the humbling, like we talked about, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think
we're step for step on Zion Young. He's not the 25th pick.
No. But I also think Luther Burden, if Luther Burden was drafted 10th, I'm not sure Luther Burden is the same Luther Burden.
Right. There needs to be a humbling, like Luther Burden received for Zion Young. Because anybody who has a question, say you're not a patron. I don't know where the patron, maybe it's here. There you go. Right above Shane, the tapeneverlies.com. You're not a patron for whatever reason. This is the time for you to sign up so you can go into the tapes. There's a DVR of all these prospects that we broke down and watch the Zion Young, watch the Cassius Howell, watch the R. Mason Thomas, the Akis, the Gabe Akis.
Yeah.
Go watch these breakdowns. These aren't taking, and I think I need to say this again because sometimes I forget. It's not just 30-year-olds and 50 and 40-year-olds that are watching the show. There's young people watching it. We're not here to raise your kids. So this is always, there's profanity on this show. It just slips out or it emotionally comes out. There'll be no apologies. That's why it's keeping it 100. But the reality that I do forget, there are kids watching, and I want you to understand, kids, the tape breakdown is necessary without highlights, because I think I can make a highlight reel of every player at the combine to make them all look like they deserve the 25th pick. I honestly,
that's why they're
could
called
do it.
highlights.
I honestly could do that and sell anybody on anybody. And unfortunately,
Michael Haynes had a fun highlight package.
Exactly. But unfortunately, we live in a society that NIL money is happening. If you think NIL money is happening, and it was happening for years, we know it, but it just was illegal and it happened. See Eric Dickerson and Craig what is his name? SMU, Craig White, running back for the Patriots. Why am I forgetting his name? You remember him? Craig.
Say again.
Craig, what was his name for the Patriots? SMU running back. Craig James, was it?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Craig James.
Yeah.
They both got a lot of money back in the fucking
Sure.
80s for playing at SMU. And this program got shut down later because of the money. My point is, if you think that that's not happening with, hey, Dan Orlovsky, talk about my client. Here's 40 grand. Like, okay, you know what? There's a guy you got any sleepers? Yeah, there's a guy from West Dakota State.
Well, Simpson and Orlovsky share the same agent.
That whole process came up. I'm just piggybacking off that. Everyone put the two to two together. And of course, Dan could deny it for the rest of his life. Dan, when you say what games mattered that Mendoza was playing, you lose all credibility. You lose every speckle.
What big games?
What big Oregon? The Big Ten championship, Iowa game. Yeah, but they were losing at When has anybody, and I know I'm going on another, when has anybody assessed where a team was scoreboard wise at halftime? Only to come back and win and have that be a bad on the quarterback. Like, this is insanity. The power of the dollar is changing narratives left and right. Until they shut us down, we will stand 100% by the truth. It's like a Packer fan trying to debate with me that, yeah, it was 21-3 though with Caleb. So you needed an onside kick there though. Yeah. What transpired in the numbers with him having the ball to get to the onside, to get to like that's football. That's the element of analysis. It all goes in. There's too many of these people, men and women, that don't know the game, that are in positions to talk about the game, as if they do because they have an errand boy. And I know what that is because I interviewed to be on ESPN and get a job and do this only to find out that I would be doing it for somebody else to take what I did and say it on the air. No matter what the money was, I couldn't do it. That's just me. Someone might say you're dumb. You should have did it. Maybe you're right. My wife sometimes will say it. But the reality is it wasn't worth my soul and the integrity of football. And I'm here now. So that all being said, I'll fight for the truth of any player and until they fail. I will be wrong. I have been wrong. But I know that I'm missing 30%. So I'm playing this game at 70%. And I'm hitting like I am. And that gives me a lot of arrogant confidence. I will throw down on anybody and dunk on them because I know I'm doing this work.
Right.
I know it. I'm like, I've seen this game. I coach it. I played it. I just know what is going to give you the best chance. The 30% medical, off the field. How does he fit in the locker room? Me and Shane don't get to sit down with these guys. Because if I had that, that's why I can criticize Ryan Poles for taking a lot of fucking soft-ass players and not going after the dogs. You can hear Jeff King talking about a change. We're going to be looking at football, but a lot of shit is verbiage. But the reality is you listen to all these shows, no one's talking truth. And I asked you, I gave fans homework last week. I go, listen to these guys in the broadcast. Pay attention to this, and I'm paraphrasing this word or these words. When you hear it, it's not analysis. Okay? You ready for it? Does anyone remember what I said? If you did, no, I can't dunk. Maybe definitely on a trampoline, yes, but not.
In
I
Oreo.
Grab the rim in high school.
In Oreo.
In Oreo. Right?
Right. Wow.
This is the verbiage that analysts say. Well, talking to people in the league, that's your gotcha. You didn't do the work. Now my opinion's changing because what I'm hearing is that a lot of people in the league really like this guy. So I'm going to like it. I don't give a fuck who likes this guy if I like the guy. I'm going to show you why. Do I need to repeat this as a professor to this class? If you hear Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Brugler, put a name. I've heard them all. You will never hear that from me unless I'm saying, well, I guess the league likes Zion Young, but I don't. I can see him, Mina Kimes, constantly. The league, according to people I hear.
If you want to see Mina Kimes break down a player, just watch the segment that she's on, and she's always looking like this off screen because she's reading directly from PFF, and she's giving you nothing but analytics. That guy that had all the crazy Twitter stuff going on and blows up all over the place with his Bears TV shit, David Prince, that guy. Remember that whole thing? He popped up on my feed breaking down a player, and he did literally the same thing. He's looking over here, and he's like, "Oh, I love, so and so," and he's just reading stats. That's
else's thing. Now I'll read.
Sure, you can use it
for clarity. I do this all the time with the patrons. In the middle of breaking down the tape. this is what Dane Brugger or Lance Zierlein has said.
We do that
about
all the
this
time,
guy.
Lance Zierlein. on Draft
Zierlein
Mob.
gets it from
all
us
the time.
All the time. Me and Zierlein don't like each other, and that's okay. I've never met the guy, but I saw what integrity is. There's a line there. I can respect banter, debate. I don't like douches. I just don't. And that's, sorry, Adam Rank. I know your boys probably with Zero, but that's, I have more respect for Kyle Brandt. We'll just say that. But that being said, Zero Line, I'm not taking anything away from what he does. That's it. I know who's doing the work. I see it. And even with them, I don't necessarily agree. And that's healthy. You don't want everybody agreeing with you anyway.
No.
But
Totally agree.
the reality is it's so important to me to have, and I've been like a seesaw. Like, why are we doing this shit? Everybody's falling for this bullshit anyway. And then it clicks in because we're the only one putting it right there truthfully. I see this dude, I don't remember his name, maybe Ivan. I showed Ivan his breakdown. He's talking about he's regurgitating Bane's short arms. I can't wait. It's the same way I felt about Caleb Williams is how I feel about Ruben Bain. You all can fucking go down this small arm shit all you want. You can listen to 10 different Gerald McCoy coaches telling you that because all those fucking coaches hope he falls to them.
Yeah, wait till he falls in Andy Reid's lap.
Yeah. I don't give two. Bain is the best pass rusher in this draft. I would trade up for Bain. If I saw before, would you trade up? He's the one guy that I can say he's in the Holy Trinity. He's at 13. I'm making a fucking call. He's at 12, whatever it is, based on that position. It's not a quarterback, so we're going to negotiate value. I can do that. In fact, when we do my mock, that's going to be part of the problem. If he goes at 5, then it's done. But if he gets past 10, 11, now I have to do what's best for my football team. He's the best defensive end edge rusher in this draft. I'm serious.
Is that breaking news?
This I compared him to Mike Tyson. Your traits, your measurables meet some areas when the play is adequate or subpar. When the play is fucking this violent and twitchy and ferocious, this short arm shit doesn't matter. His power is getting under this and destroying people. And it's all on the tape. So Dwight Freeney, maybe we could look up I think we did look up what his arms were. Shorter guy, 5'11", Dwight Freeney was. 5'11". So maybe 6 foot on a good day.
His arms were 32 and an eighth. He was 6'1", 266.
6'1".
Yep.
Now, I met Dwight. He even told me I'm all of 6 foot. And he's proud of that. Yep. There was Elvis Doomerville, another smaller guy. Right? Elvis Doomerville. Harrison. Another good name. When you have violence, I don't care. So my point of this was this guy's putting his tape up and picking and choosing highlights that are negative because he read how bad short arms are. And he's not a coach. He's never coached the position, doesn't know the game. And I'm watching thousands of people like his product. And to me, it's embarrassing. It's not true. If gun to your head, any fucking coach, Keldrick Falk or Ruben Bain, right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Oh, Falk is the quintessential height, speed, size, length.
Yeah. You don't take Keldrick Falk over Ruben Bain. Good Lord.
I'm just showing you.
Tune in to TTNL if that happens on draft night.
Oh my God. I don't know. That would be like passing on Randy Moss for you again.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the draft. This game of football is so great. I hate that it's getting abused in the way it is. It's crazy. Me, Greg, and Shane were talking about this player today, and I used him as an example. Untouchables. I said, this is the best defensive tackle I've ever seen in the NFL. Number one. The best. Greg met him, had the pleasure and honor. I would love to meet John Randall and shake his hand because of what he did. And Greg was like, he's such a great human being as well. And that's just even better. But what John Randall did at his size, he had the mentality and the God-given athleticism and determination and violence. Those players just supersede whatever kind of shit you tried to say. It's no different than Aaron Donald's bias. Is Aaron Donald going number one overall if these idiots could redraft? Yeah. You don't pass on Ruben Bain. Don't listen to these dumbasses. It's just pathetic. And Mike Huff, you're 100% wrong. John Randall is on a different level, just a different level in a league that ran a lot more than Aaron Donald. That's no shot at Donald, because he would be my number two. Both smaller D tackles, Shane.
Yeah.
But we pop on John Randall tape. It's insanity. Insanity. But anyway, there was something else we wanted to get off our chests. Like we got to write these down.
Yeah, I know you were going to write some stuff down.
I was able to say George needed to sue the NFL.
Yeah, that was the big one that you wanted to talk about.
We have merch. We do. We've been promoting it. It's under the banners. Just go to the TTNL swag shop. It's open. You can get a Done Bun Can't Be Undone t-shirt there now. Sean Stewart's working on that. Thank you, Steph. Oh, needed some ice water. The reality of TTNL, you could find swag right there, TTNLswagshop.com. You can get this hoodie right here. Good, better, best in the North. I like the TTNL on the arm sleeve too. I don't have that one. It's dope. And there's plenty of other stuff in there. Hoodies, the old college style hoodie. A done bun can't be undone. Draft mob. I know Kerry Franklin was rocking his draft mob. Rooting for the Connecticut Huskies.
Those are fighting words.
There's a TTNL hat right there. Some beanies, Shane. Right?
Right. Wow.
Put the model pic up there. Let's see. Is this a girl or a dude?
Looks like a girl, but
It's not. There she is.
what's going on with her eyeball there? Not sure. I want to get that checked out.
Only you would find that.
It doesn't take me long.
Oh. I broke down Keldrick Falk for the patrons. We will continue to break down tape this weekend. I know we sent a message to our patrons and we ask that all TTNL fans send some positive energy towards Shane and the Marsall family and the Atoshin family. It seems like it's just a weird thing that happens. We both deal with some of the same shit at the same time.
Yeah, it's not fun, man, when you have your parents around for a long time and tend to think they're invincible, and the older they get, you see how that is very, very untrue. And like I said, my dad is not good. But like I said, I talked to Ryan Cox a little bit about it earlier. And, I'm 49 years old and I've had both my parents. So you got to pivot and switch and realize how lucky you are as a human to have them that long. Because so many of my friends, I have one buddy that lost both of his parents in a tragic accident at 11 years old in a car accident. And that's just crazy, and it's it's different when it's your parent. So, time doesn't wait for anybody. We're all gonna lose that race at some point. So yeah, it sucks.
I'm in the same boat with my mom. It's been very difficult, and it's very difficult. That's why a lot of you haven't seen Coach O, because we've been dealing with a lot with my mom, and it's been very difficult. So juggling all this stuff, and really, this is a escape for us here.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, I mean, Phil knows my crazy schedule, and I've felt guilty about not being available, but it's, it is what it is. And, a couple of our patrons put it best. Your life is dictated about, what you do in moments like this. And, everybody's got to, you got to be there for your mom and dad and, family. And like I said, I appreciate everybody sending their well wishes, for my dad and for my mom especially. But we kind of know where this is heading, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And you face it head on and, swallow hard, and the sun comes up tomorrow and you start another day.
100%. And I think just to put a bow on this, the intent is always to be very transparent and truthful. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at things, we live in a society that wonders or finishes the blank statement. So it's in me and Shane's opinion that we be honest about this, so exactly what's going on, and that there is no, hey, where's Phil's breakdown? Where's Shane? Why isn't he here? I'll
never forget, and just Phil, not to step on your toes here, but I got to give you props because any of our new fans may not be aware, back in 2021, my daughter was born in June. My son at the time was 10, was diagnosed with cancer the very end of July. And when I found out my son was in Prague like he is right now, unfortunately. And I called Phil, to tell him what was going on, and I had to step back, because you hear something like that, you literally hear your entire world alter. And I had to step back, and Phil totally understood. And I didn't know how I felt about announcing it to people on air. And Phil's like, hey, I know it's tough, but we're kind of built on this, being completely vulnerable. And I still didn't see it that way initially, and then I ended up doing it and speaking live on air, letting everybody know that my son had cancer at the time. And it was probably one of the most therapeutic sessions that I've had in my life. Because of TTNL, because of our listeners, and speaking about it, I almost felt like I had a moment of levity where just I needed to unwind, and it helped. It helped so much. And I know Cars did it on here when he lost his mom, and everybody reached out to him, and Cars to open up and speak like that. That's a pretty huge deal. But our patrons especially, we're asking, they're paying a fee every month, and yes, we do put out a shitload of content, but at the same time, you still feel like it's not enough. And still to this day, Phil and I will have people reach out to us, and I think they believe that Phil and I are sitting in our studios at our house and just working on content all day long. And that's simply not. I have a 15-year-old son. I have a 4-year-old daughter. I'm a single dad, essentially. I have a 6-day work week at my government job. So, and then on top of doing, CHGO stuff, draft stuff for our patrons, and doing everything else. So my time is extremely limited, and it's been more so, especially over the past 6 weeks, especially. But this is this is probably one of my favorite times of the year, and I need it. I need my escape here, because Phil knows what I deal with, just with my job and everything like that. And I appreciate even all the haters. I appreciate all the haters. Bring it on. You're not gonna change me. You're not gonna affect me. None of it is. We've been doing this for a long, long time, and if you don't like us, you don't like us. Internet's a big fucking place. That's what I tell people. It's a big place. Go listen to somebody else. We ain't going anywhere.
And I'll just piggyback off that. And we weren't intending to even talk about this, but came up authentically, just felt it. The reality of your parents, your children, or life, I might be wired a little different because, I'm coaching, I'm dealing with parents, dealing with kids, want the best for them, coach my ass off in every sport that I coach. I win, and I'm proud of that because I expect only the best out of every kid and teach them that. It's the same thing I attack this business, and I believe we do a better job than anybody in regards to breaking down, analyzing the game of football, the draft, and the Chicago Bears, the most authentic, truthful way imaginable. So there's no discrepancy. There's no flip-flopping daily. There's no, I'm hearing what this person's saying when it comes to analysis. When it comes to, I'm hearing what this person is saying, that a possibility of a trade, that's a whole different planet. It's not ours. We're not here to break news. We might hear something and share it sometimes, but that's not our thing. Is to look at last week's tape or look at Caleb Williams. Oh, he can't go under center and show you 38 plays with which he did and say he can't, well, why is it on tape? And be the one sort. Were we invited on Waddle and Sylvie to talk about this better than Dan Orlovsky could dream? No. That is a click place of where people are aligned, who's friends with who is this. The reality is we're okay with that. We're not trying. I've never wanted to be the beat reporter. The only time I ever did want to be that was when I got so sick and tired of the shitty questions. Being transparent. That's the only time. I need to do this so we can get some good football questions. But that never has been my dream to do that. My dream would be to be the GM or the coach of the Bears. That's gone. So to do this from this angle and stay in the line of integrity, turn down Sirius radio, turn down other places that want us to be a certain way programmed, it's not going to happen. So if you're into that truth, like, you can make fun of me. I know we didn't land on the moon. That's my thing. The tape doesn't lie to me there. I will stand. You make fun of me all you want, but that's what I'm never going to hide that. It's not a conspiracy for me. The reality is the same with the football. When I see it, that's what I see. Like the kid Peter Woods in this draft. Before breaking down his tape, I had the same level of understanding of Peter Woods that Mel Kiper does. That's my understanding. When I break down his tape, I thought he was the third or fourth best D tackle. Good potential, could play maybe edge. Then I break down his tape with all of you that are patrons and see it. This motherfucker is the best defensive tackle, in my opinion, in this entire draft. He's the best D tackle. So spoiler alert there. That's what the tape tells me. I even came here from another place, wanted to be here, gave him an opportunity. Do this, do that. He's taken the hold of that. Is learning how to fucking watch tape, cut tape. Now he's proficient at it. His opinion matters. Even if we don't agree, or there'll be a guy he found. You got to watch the tape of it. That's how you do this and learn. Never always take what someone says. Okay, I'm going to have to go watch this guy. And then you develop your opinion there. When I was a kid, I lived for the draft. Every name. It was on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I stayed home from school. I always tell this story. I've never changed. This is my favorite time of year. And it almost is like for women planning their wedding. And you get to that day and it's awesome, right? But then it's over that quick.
Yeah.
That's the draft. We broadcast the whole time and are exhausted. No commercial breaks, Kaplan. None. We're on the air the whole time. Authentic reactions.
We live stream multiple times every day the week of the draft. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I know Steph goes, oh my God, this is the time we don't see you. And it's been difficult because we're dealing with our parents dealing with what we're dealing with them. So there's all this other pressure. So it's just, again, it's our thing. But I want you to know that it's like an escape of all of it as well. So I'll go to the store and buy Lindy's draft book since I've done it since I was in the 7th grade, I think. Lindy's, and I would buy their college football book for the next year and read it on the beach all summer. And then I'd buy the NFL. Lindy.
Then when you're done with it, you set it in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, it's in the bathroom, all messed up. Beach sand falls out of it. And I'll see where I thought a guy was, or where they predicted him to be, and where he went, or where did he. And that's how I started doing this. And then when I started playing and coaching, and then it all comes to fruition. So now I'm armed with everything that I know. All the coaches clinics, like, what was it, Tuesday night? Yesterday, I was at a coaches clinic asking the coach, how do you teach the shotgun snap? Well, I go, you don't go under center at all? Nope. So how do you teach? They call it the dead snap, where they grab the tip of the top of the ball and just shoot it through the legs like a knuckleball. I go, really? I would never teach it like that. So it was crazy to me that that's how they teach it. And they don't really teach it. They just show it and like hope the kids' reps get them to get to the point. It was interesting to me. And then we were talking about how he blocks inside zone and outside zone. And it was, anyway, I'm always looking at this game because even though it changes, it always stays the same. And I just love it. And it's not about being right for me. It's about standing up for what you believe. And it just so happens that 90% of the time, I'm standing on the right side of that. And I'm proud of that. You can look at my record. A lot of people took shots at me about Mac Jones. I honestly could tell you who's a better quarterback, Mac Jones or Justin Fields.
Mac Jones might be the second best quarterback in that draft.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's when you look at shit.
Well, it's funny when people still try to throw that in your face.
It's hilarious. But again,
5-6 years later,
I always talk about where players land, where they end, and people were. Like, no offense, I know Barrelissimo's in the chat, but I got to use him as an example. You can never pass on generational talent and stand in my face as a coach and say, no, we don't have the right coach. That's why we don't take that. Nope. That's not how you do it.
It's kind of, I know we're not going to get into the logistics of rumors and everything going around right now, but you and I and Greg kind of had a specific talk with that today. If you grade a certain player a certain way and you have that position filled on your team, let's just say if you had somebody, broken down and said, hey, we feel like this guy, when his career's over, could be a Hall of Famer, guess what you got to do? You got to fucking draft that guy.
Right.
And then you just figure it out from there. That's what good teams do.
Well, he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And usually quarterbacks are that good. And I believe Mac will prove his.
I love it when people try to have their gotcha moment and are fucking amazingly
wrong. I know. Oh my God. But
Phil
all
thinks
of
that
that,
Elvis is alive too, by the way. Anyways.
No, I don't. I keep it 100. Carrie knows.
Let's get through some of these, but before we get to the
super chats.
Well, yeah, but real quick, we had a couple of these because I know Keys guys asked this over and over. Matt Waldman will be coming on with us. Phil, I know you chatted with him the other day. We are going to be live Monday night on CHGO After Dark. Me and Phil and Greg and Mr. Waldman Monday night, 8 p.m. East, CHGO After Dark. Waldman he has committed to coming on with us, we have to lock in a time. It might be a Matt Waldman week next week.
Right.
TTNL. So you may see him on twice with us. We'll see. We're just trying to lock everything in, but yeah, he's always going to be on. And please head over to Matt Waldman RSP, buy his RSP, and as soon as you open it up, if you read the little opening blurb, you're going to see shout out TTNL in there. So that's very nice.
This I wanted to answer.
Yeah.
Chris, real quick. Ivan is cutting safety tape.
Yeah.
Because we've attacked
No,
this.
right. Yeah, I'm finishing up on Daryl Jackson Jr. and Pat Coogan right now, and then I'll go to safeties.
There you go. So you heard it right from his mouth what he's doing, and I can't thank Ivan enough with everything that we've been dealing with.
100%. Yeah. I just told Ivan for the first time tonight about my dad. Like I said, it's not something that I've talked about really with any. I mean, Phil knew, and Cars and Ryan Cox knew a little bit and stuff
Greg,
like that. It's just,
is it serious?
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, is it real serious? But yeah, it sucks. But this was in there. Would you trade a second rounder for Dexter Lawrence? I fucking would. Yeah, all fucking day.
I think that's the place that you want to start with. Is that second round?
Well, it's going to cost you legit new paper, so that's where you're at.
That's your argument.
All
Listen,
day
we
long.
know we're going to have to pay him. We're taking him off we'll give you our second round pick or first, second, whatever.
Yeah.
It's 57 or 60. Entice it with the 57. Start with the 60th. And you can't pass that up, even though you've signed 3 defensive tackles. And you have Dexter and Grady Jarrett, rather, there.
Yeah.
I would package Dexter in the trade. The other Dexter back, Jervon. Package him.
Yeah. So, Alex, how's it $4.99? Shane, what's the nugget? Big Steve said you had cooking last night on the show. There's just rumors out there, Alex. Nothing that I have any confirmation or anything on. We'll see when we get a little bit closer to the draft what happens. It's just I'm not going to put it out there in the atmosphere right now because I have no confirmation on any of it. So that was just more of an offline talk with me and Big Steve. Oop.
DL36 Mafia $49.99.
Thank you, man.
It ain't much, but wanted to show some monetary support for you guys, especially during the tough times. Love the shows and the tape breakdowns. Thank you for taking time out of your lives to make content that brings happiness to my life. TTNL for life. Well, thank you so much. That is very kind and compassionate. I truly appreciate that. At Isaac Man 23. How does he get 23? My number sucks. $10 though. Thank you. If it cost you the 57th and 89th to move up, let's say to 17 is to get Bane, would you do that? For me, yes. 100%. I am going to slow my mock draft so I can see how this
I just don't think he's going to be at 17.
I honestly will move up to 12 to see what that costs. If he gets past that 10, 11, that's when I get enticed.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like Verse was going to be a top 10 pick, and then he fell 14, 15, around 16. Oh, 16, right?
To the Rams.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, maybe that happens to Bane. I don't know.
So does everybody have a crazy number on YouTube?
Yeah, they give you a number. You can't choose it.
So it's not. I don't have one.
You don't?
I just logged into my account. Yeah, look at it.
How did you not get one?
It's about time they did something nice for me on fucking social media. Fuckers. Jesus.
James Hunter, 6526, $20. Thanks for the show, guys. Prayers to your families.
Thanks, James. Appreciate
James, thank you. Truly appreciate it. Honestly. Is there a Madden curse?
I don't feel
believe
it doesn't bother me, if there's one of the rumors out there is that Caleb's going to be the cover athlete.
The jump man.
Bring it on.
Iceman logo shot would be an epic Madden cover.
It's not gonna scare me.
But don't you think it's too easy to happen that won't happen?
Oh yeah, guys like Peter Bukowski are gonna start rubbing one out live on air if he's the Madden athlete, cover athlete, because they're gonna buy into all that shit. Orange 403B5. I'm an Illini fan. What's your thought on Jabe Akis? Well, I would suggest you head over to www.thetapeneverlies.com, sign up, become a patron, and watch the breakdown of Mr. Akis. And I can even give you some more on that because I think it's still loaded up here in the library as I'm searching through it all. Where are we? It is 46 minutes and 24 seconds worth of Gabe Akis film breakdown with DDP.
I do like Akis, just to give him a little.
I wouldn't take him at 25.
No. I like Akis more than Young. More than Zion Young.
That's exactly what I do, Logan, right there. With people that want to say that, I just fucking laugh.
I do like Akis over Young.
You as well?
Yeah, he has a lot more. There's just a lot more to work with. I mean, as far as his ability to pass rush, I feel like he has a lot more tools.
And he has a much better motor. And I think that listen, body language is a thing. Energy on the field is a thing. When you, especially as a defensive football player, at that position, if you're playing violent with a high motor, your tendency to be successful goes up 25, 30%. You look at the guys with a high motor. There's a few guys that I thought maybe with a high motor, they would be successful as a smaller prospect. That kid from Michigan comes to my head. What was his name? Milovich? Ended up going to the Patriots.
Oh, Chase Winovich.
Winovich. I thought he would have a shot because of his motor, but he just couldn't hold up physically. And I forget what injury he had that put him. I don't even know. Is he in the league anymore? But I thought he would have a little bit better career than he did have. But, you look at.
He won a Super Bowl, right? Wasn't he?
Probably with the Patriots.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. You didn't see the production. I don't even know his statistical breakdown. But
it wasn't.
You look at TJ Watt. I mean,
yeah.
JJ, he went 11th or 12th for a reason you didn't know. These football players that do that play violent and have a high motor, they have a tendency to win on Sundays. It's just gotta find those guys.
Yeah. Strange that our guy Benjamin Ricketts should bring up fight night. Phil and I were talking specifically about fight night today. So last year we changed it up a little bit and we added Ivan Vargas to the fold to make it a 3-man fight night. And there's a rumor. There's some talks going around. In the TTNL Network hub that we took all of the names of our patrons and put them into a simulator to draw a name at random from our patrons. And when we ran it, we got a name that came out. And we got I know he's in the chat because we saw him tonight. But our guy, Mike Huff,
Big Mike Huff,
was the winner of that we are announcing here live tonight.
Will Mike take on the challenge and be?
He would be the fourth member of Fight Night with Phil Atoshin. It rhymes with lotion.
The Mike Hazy Huffs.
Ivan, don't call me Ivan Vargas. Mike Huff and Shane Marsaw draft night.
There you go. Is Mike gonna step up to the challenge?
We gotta see, but we threw it in there, and I said, Phil, look at the name that just popped out. He's probably gonna draft all Notre Dame players, so it might not be that hard to do, but we'll see.
We will see. It wasn't rigged at all.
Yep.
Shane showed me.
Cars. So this is how Cars does his mock draft the night before the draft live on Keepin It 100.
Yeah, Keepin It 100 night.
So the Tuesday night before the draft is Fight Night. It originally started with me and Phil going head to head to draft an all rookie team at every position. And we should go back through and post those so people can look at it. But we added Ivan to the fold last year, which it was fun. And we decided to switch it up, and we'll see. Mike Huff was the winner this year, and we'll see if he's in the chat, if he's still there, and add him.
He's there
to the Fight Night mix.
He's quiet already. He's already showing. He's showing. He's afraid to take on the Hazy Huffs. Connecticut.
Maybe he's applying the fake hairline to his college football coach.
What was Ivan's name? The Sideburns? What was his team name last year?
I don't know. Ivan, do you remember?
No, actually.
I thought he had some sideburns or pork chop stash, something like that. But anyway, yes. So if Huff can't step up,
pork chop stash is definitely going to be my new username, by the
way. If he can't stay up, we'll have to run the simulator again.
Yeah, I was the Fighting Morianos the one year.
The Fighting Morianos. Yeah. Good, Mike. Good, because this is going to be in 2 weeks' time. You could take the night off. The Hazy Huffs. He's right here, Shane.
Oh, is he in?
He's at work tonight.
So it'll be
one Wednesday night. Thank God it's not a Wednesday night.
It's not a Wednesday. It'll be the Tuesday, the week of the draft. So the draft is the 23rd. So it'll be the 21st.
There you go, Mike. You're off.
April 21st.
America gets to see Mike Huff in action. Going against his boys. The Hazy Huffs. The Golden Hazy Huffs. What are you working on now?
Oh, no. I was just going back to when Mike's name come out. And I'd say
you don't need any equipment, Mike. Just your smartphone.
You just need a smartphone and
put it on its side.
I already told Phil what it's going to sound like. All right, Mike, you're up at pick number 3. All right, give me that motherfucking Jeremiah Love from fucking Notre Dame. All right, Mike, you're up at pick number 7. I'm going to go with fucking Malachi Fields. Give me that motherfucker from Notre Dame.
Mikey Huff. Tuesday night with Mike.
He's in.
He's in.
So
Unlike Bullets, he's in.
Mike, be on the lookout in your DMs on Patreon, and I'll send you all the info there. So don't put that out there, Mike. Now that we know that you picked that, we can poach it.
I've been stealing from you.
Oh, no. I've come to grips with Jeremiah Love isn't going to come nowhere near the Bears in the early rounds. Like, it's okay.
Drafting for the Bears. We're drafting for the pork chop stashes.
Right. It's just, if he's there,
I'll be strategic.
If he's
You
there,
gotta be. I'm helping Ivan. I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I got to win this year.
I think my team name might be the Alan Bratcher Matrix. The Alan Bratcher's Matrix. Could be. Have you seen the new Matrix, dude? Or was it the Matrix? Is that what it was?
Can you be the Kerry Franklin Views?
Oh, you got a new truck? It's a nice truck.
The views on Route 90 are
Kerry
amazing.
Franklin's puzzle pieces.
The Puzzlers. That would be his wife's name for the show.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. Anyway, you ready for this?
We are. So we
DM hat on to do this.
Promoted this as the DDP live mock night.
It was so funny because somebody was, are you guys gonna do mock? I just felt like last year you guys did so many. You're like, we don't want to
feel like they're avoiding it. I think that was not Christopher Sandlin, but the other Sandman in there.
Oh, there's two Sandman.
With that being said, let's make the
we should add Angelo into the.
Let's make the smooth transition.
The Angelo,
the DDP, the DDP live mock.
First up, well, I believe that's Shane moving back in the draft and jumping up a house of pain. This sports fan makes moves, be choosing who's best all the time. Real live, confident and puffy chest. Dr. Phil food, cause you know we full state and the lid's blown off like a team throwing late. DDP would pick a move to take back the fort, driving better than the guy with promised up the north. Big C, the former lineman, the big man at the door, dominated on the field. His presence never marred. Probably cast bias to the offensive line. Relentless in the trenches, the 10th pick with the fine. The next several cease, but I was up next. With or without the mustache, super producer flex, cut and take like a surgeon, the Puerto Rican boy the hour. And we ain't gonna come to the like the city of the Bible.
It's a live mock show.
So let the pick scratch and lift shade and build this the guard hating.
The live mock show.
For the take never lines, what the bands took the dopes and it's the bars.
It's a live mock show.
So let the pick scratch and lift shade and build this the guard hating.
The live mock show.
For the take never lines, what the bands took the dopes and it's the bars.
I forgot how fucking awesome that was.
Yeah, that song is.
You know what's even better is the first pick by AO Max.
AO Max is in the recording studio.
Yes, word is that this may be getting a refresh, but yes, this is people want to know. Phil, is this going to be all 7 rounds? Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, of course it is. This isn't the Greg Bragg's big board that he unveiled on CHGO today that contained 4 fucking players. We're not going to do that. We're going to go all 7 rounds, and trades can happen. You're talking to the fucking lead dog here. What Phil wants, Phil gets. If he wants a trade, he can fucking trade.
Whatever I want.
What we're going to do, we're going to slow this down a little bit.
Yeah, you got to give me the slow.
We changed the big board because we're going to go with the consensus board from April 2nd because I'm pulling the old okey doke on Phil. Because
what's the consensus? What is that?
Oh, you just wait.
Oh,
just wait, young Philip.
Is this a good board?
No.
Or is this Todd McShay's board? Because that sucks.
Yeah. This is the Mike Huff big board that he forwarded me.
The Mike Huff board
contains 4 players. No, It's just consensus from around the internet. They put it into a big thing and come up with it. But yeah, so but the way that you know how this works, Phil, we can get into it. I mean, technically you could make a pre-draft trade with the Giants for Dexter Lawrence if you wanted to. You can just throw that out there. I think I have a
think about
thought that you're thinking about moving up, maybe for a pass rusher. So
everybody's going to be in the draft room with me. So right now, as we start,
let me ask you this:
go to number 6.
What is the range that you're looking to move up to potentially for Mr. Ruben Bain?
I'm looking to get up to pick 11 with the Dolphins.
So when I start this, where do you want me? Do you want me to run the top 5 and hit pause?
Top 6.
Top 6.
So I want you to go to Cleveland.
So you know what that means? That is the absolute kiss of death in the mock draft world. That means Ruben Bain will fall off the board at number 6.
Probably.
To the Cleveland Browns. We do have a Super Chat Kentucky Bears fan, $4.99. My opinion is purely highlight based, I'll admit, but Caden McDonald looks like Vita Vea.
If you were a patron Kentucky Bears fan, Caden McDonald. Now, truthfully, I went into the draft loving Lee Hunter. Like, I watched several Texas Tech games.
Shane tried telling him. But go ahead.
Lee Hunter, Shane. Lee Hunter is great. But then watching the tape, Caden Proctor just pushed Lee Hunter behind him. Just watching what he does, interior. And again, one of my favorite breakdowns, it was me and I believe you and Big Steve were on that show, right? Caden.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, Caden McDonald. Impressive fucking football player. You're not
lot of upside. It's still there. You know, you and I did a CHGO show with Greg and CHGO's draft analyst Fran Duffy, who does a great job. He's not as high on Caden McDonald as Phil and I were. I just think, are the pass rush numbers there? But no, you have to take into consideration 9 TFLs for a guy that's a nose tackle.
And to watch him
it's impressive.
Work the interior and
at 20 years old, mind you.
I recorrected myself, Zaka. I said McDonald. I accidentally said Proctor. God forbid, Shane. I fuck up a name.
Yeah, no, you've never done that before.
Caden McDonald is very impressive, and so is Caden Proctor. Yeah. So that's a whole nother conversation, which will probably be in the conversation. But let's go to 6. Let's start this off.
Let's get into it. The 20 Lafitas traded all for Lafitas. The 2026 NFL draft is now officially open.
Put it a notch slower because you're going.
Oh, that's pretty slow there. You're going to jump way down.
Yeah, leave it right there. Just for me for a second. I want to just see how it goes.
I can't switch it. Once you start, you can't go faster.
Can't go back?
No.
What?
That's why I'm saying right here's.
I'll trust you.
Yeah, right here is kind of where you want to be.
That's a dumb thing. These nerds can't fucking
It is.
That.
And you know what else makes me
Shay
nuts?
Snorling on it now.
If you have 2 first-round picks, they skip your second pick in this rundown. So you notice there's no 24 because Cleveland has 24, but they have pick 6. So I'm like, come on, somebody's overthinking this shit. Drives me nuts. Just put every fucking one up there, please, for Christ's sake. But anyways, the 2026 draft is officially open. The Vegas Raiders are on the clock, and we're off. So Mendoza, shocker. I don't think I've done a mock. I know. Well, Ivan's not there, but I don't think I've done a mock draft that Mendoza hasn't won at any point.
Well, maybe in Dan Orlovsky's draft.
Yeah. Anyways, let's run this to 5. Oh, I stopped it. All right, there we go. So David Bailey.
I said 6.
Yes, I know. I'm just trying to build some drama.
Hard. There he is.
Just like I told you.
Called it.
Happens every time. You can't put that into the atmosphere. So Ruben Bain. So you see,
that's fucking crazy.
Only
you called
not
it
in Chicago. You know, you don't believe in pass rushers. Everybody in the NFL does. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, David Bailey, Ruben Bain. And now
Bain
Phil
is off the board, so now we don't have a trade up.
So do you want to run this right to 25? Nobody else that you'd be willing to trade up for? Or I know how you feel. I would not trade up for a safety. That's me. But this is your draft.
I'm not trading up for a safety either.
All right, so we're going to run this rate to 25.
Yep. Our trade identified player is off the board.
Caleb Downs goes number 10 to Cincinnati. Caden Proctor to the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears are up on the clock.
Boston went.
Akeem Messidor goes to Philadelphia. Caleb Lomu goes to the Chargers. Avion Terrell, Pittsburgh. Thieneman goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Jordan Tyson to the Carolina Panthers. The NFC North picks up Keldrick Falk and Caden Proctor. So let's bring this back to Chicago, Phil.
Yeah.
And what are you thinking, and who are you looking at? You do have 6 trade offers. The San Francisco 49ers at 27. The Arizona Cardinals at 34, Titans at 35, Bengals at 41, Lions at 50, and the Denver Broncos at 62 are your trade proposals.
How do you see that? How come I can't see it?
You can't see that right there?
I don't see any trade proposal. All I see is San Francisco.
Yeah, so you click on it, and then you
how
go.
Are you seeing it?
Because I'm running the draft.
On your screen, you could see it, but not this screen. I can't see.
Oh, because you're blind, you mean?
No, all I see is Chicago and San Francisco.
Yeah, so you move down to, this is San Francisco's pick. They have 27.
They're offering me the 27th pick.
No. You have to build the trade proposal.
Oh my God. They're supposed to build and then I counter.
So
what the fuck happened to these nerds?
So they will do pick 127 and pick
127.
They'll do 127 and 133 for pick 25. So you would be dropping down 2 spots.
Yeah, we don't see the drop down boxes when you're sharing. That's what happens. So I'll take the trade down 2 based on the guys that I have. Can you go back to the big board again?
Yep. And what do you want to look at?
I just want to scroll down. Keep going. Yep. Okay. Yep. I feel very confident in trading 27.
Well, like I said, so you can go to 27. You can go to 34.
No, I want to stay in the first.
Yep.
I want the 27th, 127, and 133.
All right. So you're going to pick up 127 and 133.
Yep.
Along with 27 for pick 29 or pick 25. We're going to offer it. They will accept.
Perfect.
So we're going to run this right through. They took TJ Parker. Emmanuel
Perfect.
McNeil Warren comes off at 26. The Bears are back up on the clock at 27.
Well,
Bill,
now in the draft room, I have a debate on my two players that I have high ranked. This guy right here, it's either going to be Peter Woods or Cassius Howell. That's who we're taking here based on my pick, because I have Woods over McDonald and I have Cassius Howell there. So
could you be talked into
a
your
Hanecore?
offense?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. I love a Hanecore. I believe he's a first round pick. I could be talked into it, to be completely honest. But I'm going to make the pick, and I'm going to take Cassius Howell. I'm going to go with the edge defender, unlike our GM, even though hold on. I love Woods inside and his versatility.
All right, so let me throw on my GM hat here for you for a second. If you make this move, you've just picked up 2 picks fairly close, 127 and 133. If you pick up Cassius Howell here, would you be interested in taking pick 57 in something and moving up potentially for, or would you prefer to take? So if you have Peter Woods ranked higher, which on this overall board
I have him a little like this is
Right.
1A and 1B.
But would you be willing to move up for? So let's just say you took Woods here.
Mhm.
Would you be willing to move up for Howell or somebody else from pick 57 with the assets that you just acquired?
Yeah, I would.
Because
But
you
I'm
still
trying to. Can I trade with the Giants for a player? Can I pull that off tonight or no? They won't let you do it on this.
no, I believe you can.
So if I offered the Giants a second round pick,
Yeah, no, you can. Like I can go to the Giants right now.
but I'm already in my pick, so I have to pick, right? Can we pause and then offer or no? I have to wait till I have to pick.
No, like you could go to the Giants and pick up. So I'm assuming you're talking about Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah,
So yeah, you'd go down to Dexter Lawrence.
because if I'm trading for Dexter Lawrence, then I'm taking Cassius Howell.
So you would be. My assumption is it's going to take you 57 plus. Like 57 and 89 will definitely do it. Or if you want
I'll
to
give
do
him
it,
57 and a next year's third.
and they'll definitely do it.
So let's do this then. Let's draft Cassius Howell, trade for Dexter Lawrence.
And I think you could get back a fourth.
Well,
But
I'll
like I
take a
said,
fourth back. They'll let me get a fourth back.
yeah, so you'd be sending 57,
Yep.
a third rounder in 2027,
Second this year.
a second this year, a third in 2027 for
And I'll
Dexter
get
Lawrence,
Dexter
and a
in a
2027 fourth round pick.
Let's do it. Will they let us do it before we draft?
Yes. Trade was accepted.
All right, let's take Cassius Howell, send it in.
And you want to run this right to pick 60.
Yep. because I made my fucking trade that I wanted. Zion Young went off.
Malachi Lawrence, R. Mason Thomas. You're seeing these
I was
edge
getting
guys.
my pick would have been he would have been off the board anyway. Would have been Malachi Lawrence. I would have doubled down here.
All right, the Chicago Bears are up, trading Stukes, who they have listed at corners, very likely going to be safety.
My
in the
boy
NFL.
Josiah Trotter went.
Keontae Scott,
Derek
who's got a
Moore
30
went.
visit with the Bears.
Gabe Jackus went to the
Yep. Jadarian Price goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Akis to Green Bay.
Can you keep growing so I can see it?
To see who else went.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Ponce. I love D'Angelo Ponce. He's such a fun. He's so small,
He's a
but man.
fucking good athlete.
Yep.
There's Lee Hunter.
Yep. Lee Hunter goes to Tampa. Jacob Rodriguez goes to Miami. Kristen Miller, who I believe Ivan literally just cut tape of.
Yep.
Yesterday. R. Mason Thomas is a Bengal. Malachi Lawrence to Cleveland. Caleb Banks to the Vegas Raiders. Blake Miller. Ty Simpson is a Cardinal.
Cardinals.
So what? We are up here at pick 60.
Yep.
And as of right now, just a quick recap, Phil. You went down from 25 to 27, picked up 127 and 133. And beyond that, you've also made a trade with the New York Football Giants for defensive lineman Dexter Lawrence.
So I have Lawrence and Howell to
yes.
the defensive line.
That's a good fucking safety staring you right straight in the face right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
You know. Can you go down? I just want to see who they have. This is interesting to me. Jesus Christ.
So you have pick 60 and pick 89 coming up.
So
I think the way that this is going with what you've added, boy, you add a AJ Halsey along with fucking Kobe Bryant to this defense. God damn.
That's where I'm leaning. But can I look at the defensive ends again?
Denied Dennis Sutton, Joshua Joseph, Romello Height, Kieran Crawford, Jay-Sean Barham, LT Overton, Anthony Lucas.
Joseph a lot.
Yep. So
Joshua Josephs from Tennessee will be breaking down his tape this weekend. But for me, out of those, let me look at the wide receivers. Antonio Williams, Malachi Fields, Ted Hurst is one of my sleepers, and Skylar Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
I've been putting Ted Hurst's name out there for quite a while for people to.
Yeah, you're right about him.
Yep.
I like him a lot.
Another one right here I'm a fan of is Brennan Thompson. He's a little thin, but he's a fun watch.
Now I just want to see one more. The offensive tackles. Jennings Dunker, I believe, is more of a guard. Tackles market is tough.
I would be banging the table.
I gotta go with Halsey here.
I mean, Jesus Christ, you get out of you get through pick 60 and you got a fucking home run.
No, I agree. I just
already
take a look at tackle.
Yeah,
I have one tackle that I like, but he is not on. He's been
You do have two trades, Miami at pick 75, and the Jets at pick 103, which obviously you're not going to be dropping down there. But currently we're at pick 60.
Yeah.
I mean, you moved down.
AJ Halsey is the pick.
All right. You're
He
turning it
will
in.
go and be a starting safety.
So are you running this rate to 89 before I hit this?
Yeah, because I'm not trading again.
Yep.
There's no
Bunker
one.
goes to Denver.
Dominique Orange. Joseph went to the Saints.
So what do you...
Pass rushers.
Ooh, good player right there. Went right before us. Kilgore. All right.
Bell went.
What do you want to look at, Phil? You want to go right directly to pass rush?
Yeah. Keep going. Caden Curry. There's my guy right there.
So you have pick 89 and 127. And you have a bunch of pick. You have 127, 129, and 133 all right together.
Well, safety. Let me look at the receivers. Because right now I'm battling in my head.
Yeah, because Ted Hurst, you just lost.
Did I?
Out on him, he went at 80.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yep.
I was looking for here.
And boy, even though you took Dexter Lawrence, I wouldn't have been able to pass up Halton at this pick either had he lasted. But
let's keep going down. I just want to see if my other guy's there. Well, the kid from UConn went right.
Yep.
I took Miami.
Yep, he did.
I like the kid Montgomery. Go down.
A ball from John Carroll. Mm-hmm.
And Weston from Iowa. With what we got in my guy, Raymond, we can pass now. So look at center and tight end quick.
We go tight end first. Oscar Delp, Justin Jolly, Michael Trigg, Raritan from Notre Dame.
Marlon Klein.
There's your Gillenborg. There's your guy.
Yeah, I'm going to wait on him.
This is another guy that I love right here is Bredesen. I love
Bredesen
him.
is very underrated. Both tight ends.
Yeah.
But my guy is from Wyoming. Let me just look at interior offensive line. Slaughter. Logan Jones is my guy. Fucking love this kid. Keep going down. Do they have the kid from Wyoming in here? The Vanilla Gorilla?
Didn't
they call him?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
There he is. Caden Barnett. This is my sleeper guard here.
And Brockermeyer has been a guy that the Bears have been connected to. That's Blake Brockermeyer's son, former Bear.
I believe Caden Barnett will come in the league as start, like his rookie year. So let's keep an eye on this kid. So he's someone we're going to be looking at when we get to the next pick. This is a tough one, but Bud Clark is such a good football player that I have a hard time passing on him.
Well, at this point, I mean, you have a lot of money invested into Kobe Bryant, and you just took Halsey. So, I mean,
so let me look at.
You'd be drafting Bud Clark in the third round to be your third safety.
Let me look at middle line, interior backers.
Well, it's just under linebackers, so they're all there. Dante Lawson from Bama.
Good player.
Yep. Perkins is kind of all over the play. I mean, linebacker, safety, he really is all over the map. Aiden Fisher's. Yep.
Oh, I fucking love that kid.
Yep. Torian York also.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, as low as I am normally on Alabama players in the draft, I'm a Justin Jefferson fan also.
I'm going to go with my football acumen and take.
Do you want to look at running backs, Phil, by any chance?
No. Let me see. I like Wheatley. Singleton's still there, huh?
Yeah.
He's a fucking good football player.
Both Penn State backs.
Katron Allen's my guy.
Yeah. Both of them are really fucking good backs.
What is the chat saying?
Yes,
Kilgore is gone, Mike.
Yeah.
He went for the last pick. Jake Slaughter's the guy.
I'm gonna go with Jones out of Iowa. Take our center here. I know I probably could get him later, but I think this is a guy that can end up becoming a pro for us. All pro. I like him better than Slaughter. We just cut Slaughter, so we'll be able to show. And I like Slaughter, but Logan Jones is a bear.
Right. All right. So let's turn it in.
We broke his tape down, Shane. And
how do you feel about with that being said, you're fully prepared to walk away from Garrett Bradbury after 1 year?
No, I believe Jones is too good to pass up. Bradbury is an unknown at this point. If we were in conversation, I believe in Bradbury. But Logan Jones, to me, on tape for the patrons, if you watch me break him down, I just think he is a future. I felt similar Creed Humphrey vibes when I was watching him. I like him better than Slaughter. I think he's more athletic and aggressive.
So we're locking it in. Logan Jones.
Lock it in. Logan Jones going to the Bears. Fills your security blanket now. What if this dude ends up retiring?
Yeah, and you saw the guy from Atlanta retired today. They had another.
Oh yeah, the right tackle.
Yep. All right, so the Bears are back up on the clock. DeMonte Capehart goes off. Austin Barber, interesting offensive lineman from Florida. Harold Perkins seems to fit Pittsburgh. Zane Durant is very interesting player. Yep, very, very interesting player. Slaughter drops to Baltimore, who just lost their center, Dante Corleone. It's the Colts. Emmett Johnson, love that guy from Nebraska. Another good corner, Dalen Everett. My guy, Brendan Thompson, that we were just talking about. Caleb Proctor, not Caden Proctor, goes, but you're starting to see the.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Have fun with that.
All
right, so we are on the clock, Phil, at 127
and 129
and 133. So you have 3 picks. So
all right, I'm gonna take defensive end pass rusher. Dame Tucker. Right here.
All right.
Western Michigan. I love this kid. Broke his tape down. You want to talk
damn,
about
you're gonna be 26-year-old rookie.
Hey, that's why I'm taking him right
I did
here.
not know he was that old.
Yeah, he played. Where did he play before? Does it have a bio in there?
I'm sure it does.
He played somewhere else before. Now here's the guy. Fucking Chris.
Yeah, I guess they
put fucking Collinsworth. Fucking no, they don't have it.
Yeah.
I can look it up.
So turning it in to Dame Tucker.
Yes, and Dame Tucker off the board.
All right, so Markel Bell is
Now
the
we're-
sandwich pick there. You're back up, Bill.
Now we're gonna take a running back from Penn State, Nick Singleton.
All right, so Carson Beck, quarterback from Miami, goes to the Miami Dolphins. Trey Zune, the third from A&M, goes to New England. And Cage Casey, the tackle from Boise, is heading to the New Orleans Saints. Phil, you are up yet once again, and what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Anthony Lucas from SC? I know you just took an edge defender, but
Like him, and he fits this guy's length. But I'm looking somewhere else. I doubled down on that, and I'm looking right now at the Vanilla Gorilla. Wait, where's my next pick, Shane?
you are
one.
Yeah, you're 106 picks away. Which, quite honestly, the vanilla with this simulator,
Yeah,
the Vanilla Gorilla is probably going to be available at 239. I'm just being honest because they have him at.
Well, I'm going to look at receiver here because I think you know what? I'm just going to pick a football player. Fuck this. Go to linebacker. And I'm going to take this guy. There, right there. Aiden Fisher. Just going to fucking play football for us. This is a football player. Could rush the passer.
Turning it in?
Yep. I just believe in this kid. I just love the way he plays football. Like, a lot of people love Rodriguez, and I think that he fits in that same category. Watching this football player, I'm not looking to trade anymore. I traded.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants 8,000 picks.
Who's yours? That was for Courtney Cronin, that pick. Tell her. Clip it. Fisher. I hope I get my guy. They don't steal him here. 106 picks away. There goes Ty Montgomery.
Oh, there goes Wetjen.
Wetjen.
And we are up. You want to go to the interior.
Yes.
So you have picks 239 and 241. So they're you're sandwiched right there. But
First, Caden Barnett is a Chicago Bear. And fans, including super fan Greg Braggs, are going to want to buy this kid's jersey. Because he is a super fucking athlete. And here, I'm going to be Kerry Franklin unlike. Because I am going to take, if he's still there, my tight end.
yeah, your tight end is gone, but Bredesen is still there.
My tight end is gone.
The kid from Wyoming. Yeah.
Oh, he went?
Yeah. He went. Yeah. A while
So,
ago.
is this my last pick?
Yep. Last
This
pick at
is it.
241.
This is my
Yeah.
last pick.
This is your last pick. But what position?
Okay.
I mean, Bredesen
So,
is there, and
Bredesen is 1. Let's keep going.
Can you look at quarterbacks, Phil?
I like my quarterback out of Division 2.
Bears have been connected to this kid from Texas Tech. I know you
Joe
like the quarterback from
Fagnano is
UConn.
good. But do they not have my boy from Moorhead? Sands? No, they don't even have him. You watch that kid. He's the Tyson Bagent of this draft.
Very
No
interesting.
Haynes King is very, very fast. Very good. What are the wide receivers? Is my receiver there? Kobe Young.
Oh. No, he'd have to be gone. Malik Benson is fun.
There's
Colby Young is there. So that's
now we're choosing, Shane, between 2 players, Bredesen and Kobe Young. Those are my choices. And I believe in Kobe Young a lot. So 6'4", 215. Great hands, great athleticism.
you as of
they don't put the combine time? I thought he ran. He ran.
They should, but they don't.
6'2", 250, kind of a blocking, menacing force.
Which, let's be honest, is important for your third tight
because
end
you
in the
lost-
Ben Johnson offense. Yeah.
You lost Smythe. So, oh God, I'm going to try to sign him an undrafted free agency. I'm going to draft my sleeper wide receiver and take Kobe Young. I believe in this kid. So, this is my draft. I don't give a fuck where PFF ranked him. Rager went too, right?
Yeah, I believe.
I think he used to fall to the 7th round. Remember?
Yeah. But yeah, they've updated.
Because I like Rager for the record.
So we're
Kobe Young. Send it in. Tony.
Did you want to
Mack-
look at the edge rushers one more time, Phil, while we're here? Or no.
No.
We're done. All right.
And like we could look. I don't know if Rager's there for fun because someone's going to be pissed, but I avoided all corners. So that means.
Yeah, I mean
Could
you're
we
down
take-
into
Yeah,
you're
we're
down into the 400s. There's no
undrafted.
fucking way.
This is, polls will take this guy in the 4th. We're going to surprise everybody. I'm in the 7th round taking a guy that I believe didn't get used enough at Georgia. Kobe Young. So there it is, Shane. My first mock of the season. I got 3 of
Oh,
my-
what the fuck? Why did it?
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
We'll have to make our own graphic.
Do you remember who we got?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and
Cassius Howell
yeah.
at 27.
Yep. StreamYard, clip that.
That's all I remember. We
Yeah.
traded for Dexter Lawrence. So let's see.
I don't know, Phil, are you crushed?
IT. All you have to see is IT, and you know this is a nerd that didn't meet his things. So I got Halsey,
Yeah.
the safety. I just can't remember the numbers.
Yeah, well,
That fucking blows, PFF.
Yeah,
He
thanks,
did it.
BFF.
It's IT Tom did it. Fucking PFF charges for this shit. Tell him. Then I got Jones, the Bears 85. Will it save your mocks?
Oh yeah, we're good.
You're getting it back.
I'm working behind the scenes. Bring it up.
Look at Johnny the Baird. Oh, they got it. You got it.
All right, so there it is. 7 rounds, 8 picks.
8 picks. Barelissimo was proud.
You traded pick 25 for 27, 127, 133. You went to 27. You took Cassius Howell. You also traded number 57 and a 2027 third rounder for Dexter Lawrence and a 2027 fourth rounder, which is going to come with some new money. At pick 60, AJ Halsey, safety from LSU. Pick 89 in round 3. You took your center of the future in Logan Jones. Edge rusher Nadame Tucker goes at 127. Nick Singleton, halfback from Penn State, goes at 129, 133. The football player, as Phil said, Aiden Fisher, new linebacker for the Bears. Phil's Vanilla Gorilla. That's what G stands for, right? Not guard. Caden
right.
Barnett.
That's his nickname.
And
bro.
he ends the draft with Colby Young, wide receiver from UGA.
So I got, let's see how many starters. Howell, Lawrence, Halsey. Tucker's going to be in the rotation. Singleton
will play.
Colby Young will be fighting to play. Barnett may surprise people because he's an absolute fucking animal. Like, you will love this kid. In fact, I know we're getting to guard tape. I know we got to finish edge. I mean, how many edges did we do so far? We still have more. We still got the Miami brothers. We just did Falk. We did R. Mason Thomas, Zion Young, Jack Akis, Parker, Woods, Falk, Bailey. We did Tucker as my sleeper. So we really tackled the edge position. We're doing Danny Dennis Sutton next as well. So there should be a lot of edge as GM Mr. Uncrustable. I'm the opposite of Mr. Uncrustable. I took 2 edges. I almost took a third. But I believe that is a good draft and a great trade for the Bears to add, because as you know, I think Trevon Dexter and Grady Jarrett will be gone after next year.
Yep.
So Lawrence, depending on how what's his name? Contavious plays.
Contavious Street. Yep.
You know, we did a great breakdown on Street. Gallimore, I believe, is going to be starting for you. Neville Gallimore. We've broken down all the free agents except Cam Lewis, which I'm doing, and the kid Lynch, who's going to be out there. So I believe we broke down.
Great job, man.
Do you like that?
What's
Where's
that?
Ivan? Where's Ivan? There he is. Ivan,
what's up?
You like that draft?
I do. I mean, it hit everything of maybe not that much, but it hit everything of need. And you got guys that can help you right now, and you got guys that potentially, you need to, grow. But I like it.
I think you're going to get a bunch of contributors. It's great that PFF doesn't give me their grades.
Well, it's because
They're annoying.
there was a fumble on the field on their end.
Yes.
So we had to kind of go in through the back door and
I don't
make
know
sure that
who would be disappointed in that draft if you came away alone with Dexter Lawrence, Cassius Powell, Logan Jones. If just the top three and Halsey, the safety, you'd be happy with that. So
And Diana Rossini already knew Phil's picks last night because that's a whole different show.
Diana Rossini and I were talking last night.
Uh-oh.
So does Aiden Fisher push Logan Frost's favorite linebacker off the roster, Phil?
Listen, Aiden, this kid Fisher is just an absolute football player. So it could happen in camp. Or, you know, there's always a place because Travis Homer, thank you, Lord Jesus, is no longer on this roster, that you can make an argument that you keep Sanborn on special teams and Fisher, and then they battle. I don't think Sewell is going to be back.
Yeah, I think he tore his
Achilles, so I don't think he's going to be back to be in that rotation. So, because look, who do we have right now at inside backer?
You have Noah Sewell's brother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The other Sewell. He's not going to make it. I'd be surprised. But I just kicked Roshan Johnson to the curb by taking Singleton.
But you never took a corner. You're going to have to go corner heavy next offseason.
I won in free agency.
So your current linebackers are Noah Sewell, Nephi Sewell, Jack Sanborn, DeMarco Jackson, Ruben Hippolyte, Dominique Hampton, TJ Edwards, and Devin Bush.
And I think this kid comes in, him and Devin Bush. I mean, and you know how I feel about DeMarco Jackson. You just transformed.
Yeah, and so Logan, I don't know if you knew this or not, the Bears wanted Sanborn back last year. They offered him the same amount of money, the same exact deal that he got in Dallas. He chose Dallas because he thought he could start in Dallas with Flus there. So the Bears wanted him back. He chose Dallas. That is 100% verified.
That's crazy. I'm excited for that draft. And again, I was being transparent. I wanted you in the draft room with my mindset there. You notice Shane didn't lead. He guided.
Yep.
That's how I want it for everybody. We can talk. I want you to make your choice. So when we bring you on here, you make that choice. And I knew what I wanted. And being smart about it, depending on how they got it, it'll be important that we see these players and how the Bears see their draft room. Do they take, like, I just took a guy, I believe, this guard from Wyoming.
Oh, and this is the thing. So just to show everybody how this goes before we get out of here. Look at the comments tomorrow on YouTube, and people are going to vilify Phil because they didn't, go with consensus. Phil, at one point, if you watch it, Phil's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to draft a football player. And then he pivoted and he went and took it. And if you notice, Phil didn't say a word. I went to linebackers. I went to Aiden Fisher without Phil saying a fucking word. We've been doing this a while. I kind of know what my dude is thinking at different points. But the Bears need more players like that.
Yeah.
It's just like Jacob Rodriguez isn't gonna be for everybody. I just think he's a fantastic fucking football player that's gonna play a very long time in the NFL.
I agree with
type
you.
of deal. He's just
Remember
a really
how I
good
felt
football player.
and Logan's reading my
Hufanga, right?
I just, when I look at Fisher, I look at Rodriguez, they're not going to time. Rodriguez could be Ivan's cousin. The way those look in the face. But the reality of his ability to instinctively get to the play is on tape. And it's there for the liking for me. That's how I feel about this kid, Fisher from Indiana. Whoever gets that kid is going to get a fucking football player, is going to work his ass off, and then he becomes a household name. Like, I think of, and Fisher's not small. He's a bigger kid. And he can go play the edge in a pinch as well as play off-ball backer. His versatility is there.
Yep.
If you want to see him blitz, it's nice. So I'm excited about this. I'll put it up one more time. We're also getting a Dexter Lawrence trade here. So
wow, that's the crown jewel of the entire fucking thing.
So with your help there, I didn't know you could do that. So appreciate that, because that's a move you and myself, I believe Ivan, you would make, right? And I don't know that other networks or shows are doing this stuff, because I really don't watch anybody else, because it's been terrible this offseason. But I think I hit the edge motor player in Cassius Howell. When we broke down his tape, Dennis Allen has to get out of what it is that you want and fits. Here's another football player with a high motor. And I believe R. Mason Thomas is in that same conversation. Like, we would have a conversation. I don't give a fuck where PFF ranks R. Mason Thomas. I believe R. Mason Thomas is worth the 27th pick or 25th pick as well. Those football players that have the high intensity, violent motor are there. And the kid I got, Cassius Howell, has so much athleticism and bend. Him and R. Mason Thomas, I rank a little bit behind Bain. Like that, I'm proud to have Howell as a player that you're gonna have him competing to start. And that's just going to make Austin Booker better and your defense better.
Right.
Obviously, Dexter Lawrence is a dominator, tone setter, defensive tackle that's going to get you what you want. So now I've transformed the defensive line without telling you, because the kid Tucker, who I drafted here in the 4th round, is a violent, motor, aggressive player. I love several defensive ends in this game. Malachi Lawrence and Adame Tucker after R. Mason Thomas and Cassius Howell. So Bain, Howell, Thomas, Malachi Tucker for me. I mean, Malachi Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is really how I would rank these guys. But our top 5 rankings will come out. But this kid, Tucker from Western Michigan, when you fucking go to the tapeneverlies.com, sign up. Ivan, you were like, Phil, this sleeper of yours.
Yeah.
After you cut that tape, you're like, I see what you're saying. I mean, Tucker treats, I know he's an older prospect. We're getting him in the 4th round.
Yeah. That's where you take those guys.
Take that guy.
Corey Taylor. Thanks, Ryan Poles.
So I transformed your defensive lines. I am Mr. Crustable here because I'm not avoiding the edges. And then coming there in this, what is it, second round, I get you the safety, Halsey from LSU, who I feel like is your starting safety with Bryant. Physical football player, instinctive, starter. So right there, I think edge winning. Now I'm looking at a guy that I believe has the potential to be a Pro Bowl center in Logan Jones. He's too good to pass up, breaking down his tape, getting to the second level. A lot of combo blocks, those duos that the Bears are going to want to run. You're seeing them do it in Iowa. The skip pulls, the fucking power at the point of attack, the ability to anchor, get to the second level, get the outside zone stuff going. He's outstanding in that. So right there, I'm ecstatic if my GM does that, right? But not only that, I get you Singleton. Now, if Singleton came out last year, I feel like he would have went in the second round, right? Saying we're getting him in the fourth round, a quality running back who's not afraid to fucking put his face into someone and pass block. You know, I like both Penn State backs. So, but I like Singleton a little bit more. I think just because of his burst and his hands. I know the other back, what's his name? Ivan.
Katron Allen.
Allen, thank you. A little bit more muscle on him. But Singleton, to me, you can't beat. And then I'm like, fuck this. Let's get a football player. And that's what you're getting there. And Aiden Fisher. Fisher, let me look up Fisher's size for people.
6'1", 234.
I thought he was 6'3". But still, he plays big.
I'm on the Indiana website, so
he plays fast and big.
Yeah.
And physical. He's a good football player. And then this kid, Barnett. I was late to Barnett as I was watching the tight end, which happens, and it happened live with me and Big Steve with the Oregon guard.
Yeah.
When we were watching the defensive lineman from, who were we watching? And then we're just watching this guard from Oregon. I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? We got to watch him. And it turns out it's, what's his name from Oregon in the draft? What's his name? Oh, God, the name's Shane.
So Fisher officially went in at 6'1", 232 pounds, 31 1/8 inch arms, 9.5 inch hands.
Okay.
And are you interested?
Bregnan was the guard.
Yeah.
That me and Big Steve, because we haven't been really looking at guards, but maybe we have to. So we're gonna add them leading up to the draft. A few guards in there. But Pregnan from Oregon is a stud. Watching his tape. That being said, watching my tight end from Wyoming made me see, who the fuck is this kid? When is he coming out? And he turns out he's in the draft, and his name's Caden Barnett. And doing a little homework on him, his nickname was Vanilla Gorilla.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you can't beat that nickname.
I would never take. I like Gabe Akis, but I'm not ever taking him over Cassius Howell. Ivan, you?
Nope.
Not a chance. Yeah, no, Gabe Akis is third round, late second, third round, somewhere in there, maybe.
I believe,
you know what I mean?
I think he's in the second.
Yeah,
I don't think he gets out of the second.
I mean, like
I like Akis,
but not first
25.
round. 25.
No.
Yeah,
no. Go over Chilla Killa for the Bears. go over, become a patron. If anything, do it for 1 month. This month would be your priority, where you can go and look at all the tape breakdowns.
Yeah.
And
They're
we
all
broke
there for
down
you.
Akis. We broke down Falk. We basically broke down every defensive end. We will break down the Miami boys this weekend, as well as Danny Dennis, Sutton. Who else was on that list of edge players? Well, anyway, we did the fucking Texas Tech, David Bailey. So all those guys, as far as your 3 technique, I just got you a fucking Dexter Lawrence. So I think you'll be good there. So you got Neville Gallimore, James Lynch, Kentavious Street, Jarrett, and Dexter Lawrence and Jervon Dexter. I got 6 defensive tackles right now on your roster post this draft. That's a pretty good 6. 2 of those guys aren't making the team. So that's going to be decided in camp, Shane.
Yeah.
Which 2?
So I know it's kind of hard to see, but right now, I mean, so you got Keldrick Falk, Jennings Dunker, Logan Jones, Nadame Tucker, Max Ahenacor, Big Citrus, Dominique Orange, TJ Parker, Peter Woods,
Parker.
Lee Hunter, Caden McDonald, Malachi Lawrence, Gabe Akis, R. Mason Thomas, Zion Young, Cassius Howell, Caleb Tiernan, Caden Proctor. So it just goes on and on and on and on.
And it'll keep going. But we'll see how this plays out. I'm pretty happy with what it is. Leave your comment. I'm all for the comment. We'll debate, but
yeah.
I think it was a great exercise, and hopefully Ryan Poles could get a trade like that done leading up to the draft or that night in the draft. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. You know who I think should take us out?
Who?
The real Iceman. What do you think?
The real Iceman. I love
You know you can't spell cinema without Iceman. The comeback kid, fourth quarter, you really like that. Through 60-minute time spans, never throw the white flag. It's any given Sunday, boy, you know that we gon' strike back. Yeah, you know you can't spell cinema without that Iceman. The comeback here for a quarter, he really like that. Through 60-minute time spans, never throw the white flag. It's any given Sunday, boy, you know we gon' strike back. Ab Jordan with the throws, I love shitting on Green Bay. Marshawn away, drive up the field with my teammates. For peace sake, he stays locked on, pissing off cheesecake. Always do my good, better best, that's what the team say. Running drills, back up in the playoffs, climbing up the hill. Just go ahead and ask my boy Caleb, we tough as nails. We something else, and I be lying, it weren't for Ben. Master of the 3rd and 10, time to go to work again. Like Darth Bird and Packers choked up in the playoffs. You know it starts hurting, cause I'm right like nations. So go enjoy your days, all we good, better best. We greater than y'all, I like my Gouda shredded fresh. And Jordan Love, land the pack, stay on one and done. And check out 84, he's a savage, only 21. Like Montez, we gon' make them all sweat. Remind me of 85, we cold like a minute. Business, truly a menace to society, relentless. Running the trenches, he the Lion King offensive. Packers is crying about the rivalry. And this how we put on for shy, the Bears dynasty.